You know what comment I get all the time? Hey man, I think it's weird that you teach people how to use a sewing machine, cause sewing is for women. I get it, you're insecure, and that's okay. I have insecurities too. None of you have ever seen my bare legs before, but here I am showing the entire world what my legs look like because it doesn't matter. Let's back this up a little bit. Let's say you type in the word sewing into the YouTube search bar. What do you see? You're gonna probably see a bunch of 57-year-old women who were making sewing tutorials, right? Most likely, and that's exactly where that insecurity comes from. It comes from confusion, because we're not sewing, we're tailoring. When you sew, you have to go down to Joann Fabrics and try and track down one of those condescending individuals that works on the sales floor in order to help you find what it is that you need. And then you gotta track down your materials and your supplies and your fabric, and you have to know your measurements and exactly what it is that you're putting together. And you gotta do it from scratch. And it just happened again because your boy SD thought to himself, hey, I'm gonna go down to said Joann Fabric and film some B-roll for this video. And despite the fact that I couldn't really find, well, anybody at all on the sales floor who was working there who could answer my question for me, I finally did track somebody down because I had a couple of questions about my brother's sewing machine. And I don't know what it is, but this individual, I'm sure there's some great employees who work there, but this one that I encountered, she wasn't having any of my questions, and in fact, she wasn't having anything to do with me. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it. I'm a muscular black guy walking around Joann Fabric on a weekday morning, and it's kind of a little bit out of the ordinary, and there's also, in addition to the fact that, well, we were like 7 miles away from the incident, this guy is an African American. He has his phone in his hand. It looks like he's recording something, or he was recording something. I get it, we're all on edge. But Joann, wherever you are, like, what's up with all of that? I just had a question about a walking presser foot. I don't have time for that. I'd rather just tailor, and there's actually a massive difference between tailoring and sewing. Because you see, with tailoring, the manufacturer already did the legwork for you, regardless of whether it's H&M or Kohl's or Target, JCPenney's, any of them. They roughly kinda sorta know what your measurements are, and they constructed a garment for you from scratch. Now granted, it looks awful, but that's not really the point. So like my previous Joann Fabrics analogy, you get to skip all of that. You get to just take it home and you put it on. And instead of constructing it, you just have to kind of sand off the edges a little bit. Just not a lot, just a tad, just a little bit on the sides. That's like it. Yes, it's exactly like woodworking in a lot of ways. This is my big shiplap wall, and it's never been more relevant to my content than it is right now. And the reason for that is because it's just the massive double standard that exists. So what I did is I needed to film my videos in front of something, so what I did is I just built this giant wall, right? Yep, got some 2x4s right here. It's framed in with some 2x4s all along the sides there. And then I put some shiplap boards right in the middle, right here. Why is this not turning? All right, there we go. So this is all shiplap right here. And I had the foresight to say, hey, you know what? I kind of want it to be movable. So what did I do? Put it on some wheels right down there. It totally slides around and it moves just like that. So my family doesn't have to always see it in one spot. I can move this thing wherever I want to. But the reason why I wanted to show this thing is because it's a huge double standard. I went down to Home Depot and I got all this wood, got all the paint, and I constructed it by myself. And it was relatively easy because I know how to use a sewing machine. I know how to measure things. I know how to put them together. And woodworking is exactly like tailoring. But this is okay. This is considered manly. This is considered something that normal men do. But as far as sewing or tailoring or anything in regards to your clothes and sewing machines, somehow that is the opposite. And why is that okay? One of the best things that I've ever done / had happen to me was overcome my insecurities and, well, just kind of have those insecurities start to fizzle out as time went on. Now, for the longest time, for a very long time, I was the guy who wore pants to the gym all the time. It did not matter. I always wore pants. You wouldn't catch me in like anything else. Maybe basketball shorts from time to time, but even that was kind of pushing it. I picked these shorts up at Target and I like them. They're super comfy, but I put them on and I was like, dude, there is no way you will ever catch me wearing these shorts at the gym. Like, it's not happening ever. I mean, I've got the calves of a 12-year-old girl, so no bueno. And for some reason, I decided one day, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna wear them. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna dive in. Let's just see how this goes. I don't think that I'm gonna feel comfortable wearing these in any way, shape, or form, but let's just do it. So I did, and I'll never forget it. I changed into them in the locker room, and up to that point, I'm thinking like, okay, whatever, let's get this over with. It is not a big deal at all. I put those shorts on, and the way that the locker room at the gym that I work out is constructed, you have a mirror in front of the locker stall, and I could see myself in the mirror, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I made a giant, massive mistake. I'm thinking like, what do? I don't have any other clothes that I can wear to go work out, so I have like one of two options. I can either say forget it and go home, I'm not working out in these, or I can just kind of sort of suck it up and walk upstairs and let's I don't know about this, but we'll see. So I did, and I'm walking up those stairs onto the gym floor, and I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna think I look ridiculous. I can't believe I thought this was a good idea. What is wrong with me? Oh, but guess what happened? Nobody cared. I was the only person that was thinking that I looked ridiculous in those shorts. Everybody else, they were in their heads. They were in their minds thinking about their own things and what they had going on in their day or in their life or in their year or whatever it is, or thinking about their relationship problems or the fact that they're hungry or the fact that they overdrafted their bank account. Nobody cared that I was wearing shorts. I was the only one that did. I tried wearing these shorts on a dog walk recently, and my significant other was like, bro, with that badonkadonk you have going on and all these stay-at-home white moms in this neighborhood, you are not leaving the house in those shorts. Special shout out to the desk that I made. This thing is, this is one of two desks that I ended up making, and this one, it's okay. The one that you're looking at in the video that I'm making is the second one, so it's a better one. This is the very first one, and this thing is janky. First off, like that down there, it's not straight. And in fact, not only is it not straight, but check this out. Are you ready? You ready? Oh, that's not supposed to do that. So let's just go ahead and set that down there. It looks like it's in pain. Actually, hang on, that's not true. There was one person, I don't think she knows that my channel exists, so I'm gonna tell you her name. Her name is Michaela. She's super nice. We say hello when we see each other. I'll never forget it. I'm walking forward like this, and she kind of walks at a 90-degree angle across me like this. And I say, hey, Michaela. And she looks back and she does this. Hi. And she looks right at my girly looking calves, and I'm just kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. But it lasted for like 5 seconds, and then it was on with my workout. So go tailor your clothes and change your life. Nobody cares but you. That's all I got for you. SD out. See ya.